From its wonderfully well-manicured landscapes to the silence of a summer afternoon, the game of golf has a way of reconnecting players with the senses that get lost in the shuffle of life. It's a sport that's inherently individual, and yet its greatest moments are often connected to the people they're shared with.
I started playing more and more, and then as we had our kids and our family, it was just a nice family activity. And as you start looking down the road, you kind of start saying, all right, golf is an activity you can do your whole life.
With that in mind, Matt Krivarchka decided to introduce his son Teddy to the game as soon as he was capable of holding a club.
What made you want to start playing? I know you're pretty young.
When I'd go golf, I'd just bring Teddy with because I wanted to hang out with my family. I wanted to hang out with my kids. And you kind of think, oh, well, how do you get a 2-year-old interested in golf? Whether you're 2 or you're 42, you kind of try to make it a game. Try to find a way to put the ball in the hole, and it excites all of us, no matter our age.
Matt didn't realize it then, but he had released the tiger within his toddler. Teddy quickly became obsessed with the game, and it was just a few years later that he would take his first swings in the world of competitive golf.
I want to say he was 6 years old, and that summer he started to really comprehend, like, he was getting better and better, and I said, well, I think he's ready for a tournament. And I really had no idea how much he was ready, but the first tournament we put him in, he shot 38. I think he made 1 or 2 birdies, and it was like, yeah, he gets it.
Teddy took home second place in a field made up of players aged 9 and under. His first win came a few weeks later, just after his 7th birthday, at a U.S. Kids golf event in Ashland, Nebraska. He went on to close that season with another first, 2 more seconds, and the foundation for the nickname, Steady Teddy.
Shot, Teddy.
Everybody maybe at that age can hit the ball good every once in a while, but to have it look the same, yardage is coming in about the same after each shot. So he kind of knew early on, his swing was real consistent, doing the same things all the time.
Jared Anderson is the former head pro and current general manager at the Country Club of Sioux Falls. He's had a front row seat for Teddy's development and says in addition to natural ability, he's seen a sort of mental maturity that goes well beyond this pint-sized player's years.
I mean, I have kids too, and you bring them out at an early age because you want them to be exposed to golf and want them to golf, and they might be here for 20, 30 minutes and be like, hey, let's go get a pop, or let's go home, I'm done. And as you know, it's about reps in sports. It's about just getting reps and practicing a little bit. So he's just has the ability to stay focused and wanting to work on it and enjoys it. And this is a game that you just got to put some time in, and he has.
That work ethic has certainly contributed to Teddy's consistency on the course, as has his ability to weather the ebbs and flows of any given round.
One thing that golf, it can toy with you. You can take a bad hole, and some kids it's going to ruin the rest of the day. Some kids rally from it, but he's somebody that has shown after a bad hole he can bounce back.
You get out on the course, and you're just playing. What's going through your head?
Hit each shot good, and if I hit a bad one, forget it and go to the next one.
And that's his greatest trait on the course, is being able to focus on each shot at a time and not worry about what might go on. And I think sometimes as myself, caddying for him, I think I'm more wrapped up in what he did, a hole ago than he is, which is pretty cool to see for an 8-year-old.
Teddy's biggest test to date came in the summer of 2021. Through his performance on the Lincoln, Nebraska tour, Teddy qualified for the U.S. Kids Golf World Championship, which is played in the shadows of some of the sport's most hallowed ground.
He played at Mid-Pines, which is just down the road from Pinehurst, and that place itself many people don't know about, but it is just neat. It's so neat. Everything is culture and history of golf, and definitely a different type of golf. We found that out right away.
Get to play against kids from all around the world, and it's hard. A lot of sand traps. I went in there a couple times.
Teddy worked through those hazards, not to mention the excessive heat and humidity of central North Carolina, to post a 3-day total of 122. That was good enough for top 25 out of more than 100 players in his age group.
You know, you go back and you look at it, and you know, he made some putts and some chips, and you also look back at it and you're like, you know, there's one stretch that if he, you know, changes it a little bit, he's easily a top 10 player. So it's pretty cool, but that's golf. I mean, we're really happy and proud of what he did down there.
It is just the beginning of what looks to be a very promising future for young Teddy. The Krivarchkas are doing all they can to foster a healthy relationship with the game, but maximizing his seemingly limitless potential will ultimately be up to him.
And that's the big thing, is just not to push it, not to make it, you know, you're going to be playing on the tour someday or anything like that. It's have fun with it, compete with, you know, your friends, compete with your family. Where he goes with it, time will tell.
And joined by Jay Elsen. I was watching the story and I'm thinking, I think I could beat him. Maybe if we played the same tees. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure.
Hey, his dad has never lost to him from the same tee, so you probably could beat him still, but not by much. Let's be honest.
Does he play other sports? Is he all golf all the time, or does he play other stuff?
He is not all golf all the time, and that's something that his dad takes very seriously. You know, we talk a lot about sports specialization these days, and burnout, things like that, with kids that are really good at one sport. And so he's made it a priority to keep him in things like baseball, basketball, to learn teamwork, to learn, you know, to work on swing speed, that kind of stuff. So no, he's not all golf. But that being said, he's already played rounds in Florida, Arizona, and other places this spring, gearing up, trying to get back to Pinehurst this summer.
All right, going to be fun to keep an eye on.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. All right, Jay Elsen.
This has been Midco Sports Magazine, presented by Build Your Base with Beef Sports Nutrition and Training Program.